Hey guys, welcome back to the Toilet Bowl podcast, where we like to talk about toilet bowls and the efficiency that our toilets have. How efficient is your toilet? I'm asking you, Robert, the person next to me.
Oh, not the viewer? I thought that was a hypothetical.
No, well, it's for us, because they can't respond. Well, we can't hear them when they respond, so...
Well, the toilets in my house are kind of old, so I imagine they're not that efficient.
Alright, that was the Toilet Bowl podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Catch us next week. But this one is the Frying Pan podcast, and it is our 50th episode.
Yeah, eat, baby, half of 100.
Well, I want to redo that.
What?
I don't like that you said "yeah, yeet" half of 100. Who do you think listens to this?
Millennials?
Boomers.
This is the Boomer Cast, baby. Well, we tell you how you're draining Social Security.
Hey, listen here, you old fuck. Stop taking our money. If I want my weed stores, I'm gonna have my weed stores.
Oh my god. Actually, there's a dispensary opening up somewhere near my house. Obviously, we're not legal yet, so it's not really prevalent to me or relevant to me. You know what? There was a right word.
Keep going.
And the point I'm trying to make is that when we does go legal in CT, I won't have to drive that far.
Well, good for you, my man. I hope to not be in CT when it's legal in CT. Because I am moving to Uzbekistan.
Where's that located?
Near one of the stands. They're in the Middle East. There's so many stands, you know what I'm saying?
There's
Pakistan, Afghanistan, Uzbekistan, Stan the Man, Sam I Am. They're all over there. But I think that's where I'm heading.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm shipping up to Boston. I got all the zingers right now, man.
Shipping up to Boston. Remember that song?
Yeah, the Dropkick Murphys.
Dude, okay. Shipping up to Boston. I remember when we took our little boys trip up to Boston.
Mm-hmm.
And they played that song in the arena. I was like, oh my god, that's what we did!
Yeah, everybody was like slamming the arms of their chairs that knew it.
That was the most alive that the arena was that week.
Oh, it popped off. There was a couple times it popped off, but yeah, I think that was definitely the moment.
So,
yeah, what's up?
Yeah. You know, I had my cold last week.
You did.
I'm still got a little bit of a cough, a little bit of sniffles, but we persevere, and I'm pretty good now. So thank you for your concerns, specifically Dan's mom. Shout out to you. Hiya. Hello.
Hiya.
Yeah, it was actually kind of a bitch to get over for me. Because it kept hitting me it was just in my, the worst part was in my sinuses.
Yeah.
And anytime I've had a cold in the past, it was more of the, really bad sniffles, really bad cough. But, my sinuses were in such pain.
Yeah.
It was as if I got punched in the face kind of repeatedly in my sleep.
Well, that's
what waking up was like.
Yeah.
But, I didn't get, a sinus infection, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't die, which is good.
You don't sound like you're gargling marbles.
Yeah, I don't think it was like this on the last episode of the podcast, but essentially I just lost my voice to the point where it sounded like I was a smoker.
Yep.
Right? Would that be accurate?
Yeah, about a pack a day. Maybe a little more.
Probably 3 packs a day,
yeah.
to be honest with you.
You probably just ate the cigarettes instead of smoking them. And all the... What are in cigarettes? I know nicotine.
Tobacco?
Oh, tobacco, that's what it was. I couldn't think of it for a second.
Tobacco.
Yes.
Yeah, and various other chemicals.
And it just was coating your throat. And then it looked like a rocky hill.
If you could hear my voice, what it was like when I was at my worst, the mental image that comes to mind is just a barren wasteland desert.
Yeah.
It sounded prickly, it sounded sandy.
Sandy. I'm with Sandy. But
it was
you don't sound that bad anymore, so I'm glad.
It's it makes me actually very happy that I got over the cold, because it really was like kicking me in the ass physically, but then it ruined my mental as well.
Yeah.
Because I would just cough and I'd be in pain. I'd be like, fuck. You know, because my inner dad came out, you know, as if I like dropped something on my toe. Anytime I cough, just F.
And then
kill
like,
me.
you're like scouring the room for your kid to yell at, even though he didn't really do anything. But
But what got me through was Cebacol cough drops, cough medicine, sinus medication, allergy medication, tissues, and a can-do attitude.
I'm gonna be honest. You did not have the can-do attitude.
I did not have the can-do attitude.
It sounds like you have it now, but you didn't have it over the weekend.
Oh my gosh, I was hating my existence.
Yeah. I mean, like, when you're sick, you just kind of... You don't want to exist.
Yeah.
You just like, I kind of want to just roll over and live under a rock for the rest of my life. But when you're feeling better, man.
Yeah. Well, I'm not better, so to speak, but I am better.
Better like butter.
Better like butter.
I can't believe it's not butter.
I hated those commercials.
Yeah.
It's like...
I mean, it's fine.
Yeah,
I have can't believe it's not butter in my fridge.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you use it for?
Just, like bread, toast.
See, that's it. Like, it's only good as like a spread.
Well, yeah.
If you ever try and substitute it in for cooking, it's disgusting.
Yeah, it doesn't have the same effect.
No, I've baked with, I can't believe it's not butter. Actually tastes like poo.
Yeah, I've tried to, like butter based with it because I didn't have an actual stick of butter, and it was doable. Like, it was passable, but you definitely notice the difference.
It definitely tastes different.
Yeah.
Country Crock, have you ever had that butter? That butter spread?
Yes.
Actually tastes disgusting.
Yeah, it is. Sorry, Mom. But my mom used to buy it, and I was like...
Same.
It's probably why I didn't have a lot of butter as a kid. But I was still a fat kid, so I don't know. I think it was just...
I mean, I'm still fat. I eat sticks of butter as a snack.
You know, speaking of my mom, she does that. Or no, my grandma did that. Like, she used to like to eat sticks of butter, or like melt butter.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
It might have been a Polish thing, I don't know.
It could be because I knew a Polish kid in high school who really tried to sell putting cream cheese and or butter on a bologna sandwich would elevate it, but he wasn't like lightly coating the bread. It was stacked on there. It was a layer of butter.
Like you got bologna and then you supplement the cheese for butter.
It's like that with thick, cheese as well. But that's the right thickness, like that amount of butter.
That amount of like dairy, I would shit for weeks, to be honest.
I don't know. I actually did try it with bologna specifically, and bologna is like very bad for you.
Yeah, honestly,
in itself.
Honestly, ever since I've worked at deli, I will not eat bologna. It's gross, dude.
Even though I know what's in bologna, I'll still eat it from time to time.
It's like a hot dog if you at a cookout, you know.
It's
like you're gonna be like, it's there. I don't want to get like 3 burgers. I'll swap it for a dog or something.
What's your cookout special? When they say, do you want hamburger or hot dog? Do you say I want both? Do you want 2 hamburgers, 2 hot? Like, what's your go-to?
It depends how hungry I am, and depends who's manning the grill.
And it also depends on what type of dog. Like, if those are the andouilles that Nathaniel brought to our camping trip.
That is an absolute fact. It really, like, hamburger, as long as you're not using, like, 93, because there's no fat, and that's kind of, like, defeats the whole purpose.
I remember one time my dad sent me to the store to get like chopped meat or
ground beef.
Ground beef, thank you. And I came out with 93%, and he was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah, no,
I didn't understand why until I tasted the burger.
Yeah, no,
it wasn't good.
It's real bad.
They also fell apart.
Yep, because there's nothing to hold it together. If you get 80-20, that's a sweet spot.
That's the sweet spot. But you were saying,
yeah, like burger, it's fine. It's kind of hard to mess that up unless you like char it. But like a dog, there's good dogs, there's bad dogs. There's like,
I agree. I like the casing to be nice and firm, so it's like a snap when you bite into it. But I'm not a big fan of those like meat blend hot dogs that have been popular lately.
Like beef and pork.
Yeah.
From my time working at a butcher shop, a lot of people liked beef and pork more than just beef.
Well, that's the thing. I guess the ones I've had probably weren't the best because it didn't taste like I was having both meats. It just tasted like I was just eating a meat. If that makes sense.
Well, technically, you're eating like a fusion.
I mean, yes, but it wasn't like a good tasting fusion to me.
No, I feel that.
Back to the question. So,
no, I'm normally like 2 burgers and a dog.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll just do the 2 burgers, and there's times when I go to a cookout and they're like, "You want a dog, or you want like a spicy one, or like an andouille?" And I'm like, "Give me 3 andouilles."
I have been actually wanting to go back to that campsite and just cook andouilles over the fire because those were so freaking good.
Yeah, they were really good. I mean, just buy some and just cook them over the burner.
That's not the same.
Just open the oven door and set it to like 500.
But nothing will compare to the setup that I had to cook my andouille. We TP'd the wood, and then one part fell in, so I was able to stick the andouille in as if it was like an oven.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, we were camping, and we were cooking stuff over the fire like boys do, little pyromaniacs.
Yeah.
And if it was possible to cook over the fire, we did. And andouilles are essentially like what? Kind of like a sausage?
Yeah.
More than a hot dog. Our friend brought them. They were fantastic, and they were the best thing of all time. At least to me, to us. They were good.
I can agree.
They were good.
Like that.
How did we get on the topic of
dogs?
Yeah. From butter.
Oh, I think I said something that I butter basted a steak with it, and it might have transitioned. I don't know. At this point, I just kind of...
Oh, the fat content baloney.
Yeah. At this point, I just kind of wait for like someone to comment and be like, "How did you get on this tangent?" And then I think about it some more, and then it's fine.
We do kind of have the tangents of a 7th grade math teacher.
I think it's for the best, though, because...
It definitely is for the best.
I think if we just... We'd essentially just be like a news podcast if we just talked about current events, and then we're just like, and this is happening. And that is happening.
And be depressed about it.
And be sad, because the world is bad, not good sometimes.
And all the media wants to cover is anything bad.
Some good.
Some good.
There's an artist I like. Her name is Cray. She dropped an EP today. And it's pretty good.
What's an EP?
It's not an album. It's not a mixtape.
Is it like an art collection?
Yeah. It's just an assortment of songs. It normally doesn't.
Oh, a music artist.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not...
It's like, I was very confused.
But, no, it's very good. It's like 19 minutes, quick and easy. I feel like it's a lot of music these days where, most albums don't seem to go over like half an hour.
That's what they call me, quick and easy. That's not a good thing.
No,
probably.
You take pride in whatever you want to take pride in.
I mean, yeah.
But,
so you're saying Cray?
Cray?
What type of music?
I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like a EDM pop kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to classify it. I never know how to classify like this type of music. When you listen to it, you'll understand.
I see.
But go listen to it. It's called "The Seasons Change and So Do I." Very cute, very hipster. I like that.
That's actually pretty fucking... It's like positively edgy.
Yeah. And if she ever listens to this and wants to come to the podcast, she's more than welcome.
Yeah, she has to get in line behind Elon Musk.
Well, yeah, that's the tragedy, but...
I got something positive.
Hit me.
That happened today on a micro level. It was in my sculpting class, and we are working with metal now, and as you can imagine, there's a lot of people that have never used things like MIG welders, plasma cutters, angle grinders, and all these cool big machinery.
Have you?
Yeah, actually.
Okay.
I haven't used a plasma cutter, but I have used a MIG welder and the various other stuff.
Plasma cutter sounds like an MMO weapon.
Really, it's just a very intense blowtorch that just cuts through stuff.
Yeah,
which is pretty cool
when you put the plasma in there. But anyways,
I'll tell you after.
You got it.
I basically, now this is gonna sound kind of weird, but like she laughed at it as well. I watched a girl basically wrestle a piece of metal for about an hour that she was trying to cut up and bend. And the reason why she was basically wrestling with it is because someone needed to use the saw that she was using, and she was too shy to say like, hey, what are you done with this?
Mhm.
So in her mind, she was basically just trying to snap pieces of rebar by bending it back and forth and shit.
That's me.
And it was funny because she was actually like putting it in like scissor locks and submission holds pretty much. Like she was really like ass on the floor trying to bend this shit.
I respect
And I was
it.
laughing so freaking hard while watching her. But we shared a laugh afterwards. She didn't take it as me laughing at her. It was just more a common haha moment,
Yeah. Well, that's
which
good.
was nice.
Did she ever get the saw?
She did get the saw
Okay,
back,
good.
and I made a joke like, "Hey, you need a hand?" And she's like, "No, I'm a strong, independent woman." Because I, for some reason, say that a lot in my sculpting class. Don't know why.
As you are.
As I am, and I'm like, okay. So I kind of just took the seat and watched.
Mm-hmm.
And to her credit, she was a strong, independent woman and got it done.
Nice.
Yeah, but granted, she was just trying to be funny, and I just enjoyed watching because it was 9 o'clock in the morning. I didn't feel like freaking.
Bending metal.
Yeah, I didn't. I actually went in and did kind of nothing today in that class.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I was not in any shape to art.
Too sick to bend metal. Well, actually, I think you'd have to be sick if you're bending metal, you know what I mean?
I mean, Avatar: The Last Airbender, but metal bender?
I think they call those welders.
No, I was thinking like those weird guys that can bend spoons with their mind. But, I mean, it's...
Alakazam, the Pokemon. We can move into some topics.
No, I want to talk about this, Dan.
I don't.
Let's talk about Alakazam, the Pokemon, and the mythology behind it.
Well, Alakazam is the third evolution from... It goes Abra, Kadabra, and then Alakazam.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Abra, Kadabra.
and then Alakazam.
Wait, they were really not that creative with naming Pokemon.
Well, this was first gen, so like...
Okay, that's fair.
Well, they're not, to be fair. Some of them aren't good names. Some of them are good, but,
I always thought when I was a kid that Diglett was the funniest name I've ever heard.
Diglett, what about Doug Trio?
Doug Trio, Rattata.
Yeah.
Thought that was the most funny, like the most funniest thing I've ever heard.
What about Pidgey? It's like a pigeon.
Nah. I don't know why
No, that's not good.
I think I also found like Rattata funny as hell. Is even at like 6 years old, I realized how low effort that was.
Oh yeah.
That was the
Barry.
equivalent to me naming my like stuffed animal bear Teddy.
Yeah, or like Barry.
Bear.
I like that one.
Barry. I want to get next time I get a pet, I want to name it something simple like Barry or Paul or something.
Alright, this could open up a can of worms, but there are very select few human names that I like animals having. You know what I mean?
Do you have one in mind?
I like Bailey as a dog name,
I do as well.
but when people name their dog like Steve or Paul, it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you ruin this dog's life to answer to Steve?
What do you mean? It's better than naming him like fucking, I don't know, what's a weird dog name I've heard?
Alcatraz. That'd be a cool dog name, actually.
Nah, I mean, okay, yeah. For some reason, I heard Alcatraz, but thought Auschwitz. I'm like, why would you name your fucking dog Auschwitz?
Well, there's no benefit.
Yeah, no.
Well, I was watching Live PD, and one of the dogs' name was Zeus, and it was like
Ooh.
a big, mean German Shepherd.
Zeus.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's a name.
It is a name. Apparently dogs don't hear, I think it's either vowels or consonants. Basically, there's a sound that we assign, that we like have a name for, that dogs actually have a lot of trouble hearing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's possible that you could pick a name for your dog and then down the line be like, my dog never responds, and it's just because they have a lot of trouble hearing the sounds that you chose, or the syllables that you chose. I didn't know that.
No, I didn't either. That's new information to me.
Yeah.
But I saw a dog named Michael, and
Ooh.
that bothered me.
Yeah, I wouldn't do Michael. It would have to be like a weird...
Like, it's got to just not be a generic name, you know?
Keith.
Keith, no.
Dude, I love shitting on the name Keith.
Yeah, your dog probably, like, smokes meth. Name your dog Keith.
Jesus.
I say that because I went to school with a kid named Keith, and now he smokes meth. So,
That's unfortunate.
well, for him, if he gets caught, but he's probably living his best life.
I mean, yeah, I heard meth is a good weight loss drug, so...
I heard it's a gateway drug. as in like...
Isn't that what's beyond the gateway?
No.
Is there something worse than meth?
Well, no, you take meth and then you get to the gateway to heaven.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, some form of retribution.
You die if you take too much.
You die. You die.
It's like...
You die if you take a little, just faster.
Well, I guess it just depends on your tolerance. Yeah, we can actually like talk about stuff now if you want.
I mean, I don't know how to talk.
First topic of the day. First topic of the day. I'm gonna go. Okay, Bobby just got up and he had to cough, and instead of just like turning to cough, he opened my closet to cough into it. I will not edit that out. I'm leaving that in.
Yeah.
But
hello.
Yeah. Anyways, first thing I want to talk about was Facebook what's it called? They got to pay $40 million under proposed settlement in video metric suit. So what this means is that Facebook skewed the numbers for people or like companies that wanted ad space, and say, I don't know, a company wanted to promote their ad or promote their business or their content through Facebook. And Facebook's like, okay. And then Facebook's be like, you're not going to believe this. Your video got 30 million views, when in actuality, it probably only got like 15 million views. So they were skewing the numbers to turn more of a profit. But what happened to a lot of the companies is that they didn't actually get that amount of views, so they didn't make that much money. So they made financial decisions that they inevitably could not afford, which would bankrupt half the companies.
I see. You know, I was kind of wondering what would happen if a site's view count wasn't accurate.
It's very unfortunate because you can never get like a good range at what your actual audience is. And an example for this, like if you're at a point where you're paying for ad space or trying to make money off it, it'll actually like fuck your business. So that's
pretty scummy, honestly.
Yeah, article says advertisers would collect a bulk of the money after alleging Facebook inflated the average time users viewed video on the platform. And the thing that is kind of stupid about this is that like 12 million of the 40 million isn't even like obtainable by the companies. It's, what is it? For the plaintiff's attorneys. So
really?
Yeah, so like the attorneys make fucking bank, which is good.
Man, that's wild.
Yeah, I mean like Facebook is just honestly a downhill slope of epic proportions.
You know, I would have deleted my Facebook by now if my family didn't use it.
Yeah, I mean that's the main reason. Boomers are keeping Facebook alive. Well, it's just like people over, I'd say like 40 at this point use Facebook just to keep in touch with, like, say, family or people they went to school with.
I use it for family, people I went to school with, but that was back in middle school because that's when Facebook was a thing, and to add my friends' parents.
Yep. You do that.
I do that. I have actually a decent bit of our immediate friends group's parents at it.
I know, I find it hilarious, but also just kind of like, okay, that's cool.
Nothing gave me more happiness than the first time I added someone's mom on Facebook.
I know.
It was actually hysterical because they come into the Discord like, "Did you add my mom on Facebook?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did."
Yeah.
Like, "Why'd you do that?" Just
keeping up. Just want to see how she's doing.
Yeah.
But back to this. The main thing that caught me or my attention on this was, you remember College Humor back in the day, like when College Humor was fun to watch.
I do. Didn't they do like the songs in real life video?
Yeah. And do you remember
those? Those were cool.
And you remember that like the famous Batman one where it was like, "Where are the drugs going?"
Yes.
And they did because of fucking. Who played Batman for the... why am I blanking on all the names? Like Dark Knight Rises.
There's Christian Bale.
Yeah, that was Christian Bale, right?
Yeah.
I felt like it's weird that we were okay with him doing that voice at the time.
What? The...
like the... and like that was his voice, and we were just like, yeah, this is good.
I mean, that's kind of always been a staple for Batman, though.
Well, no,
or not like a staple, but like that's like a
Well, yeah,
like it definitely fits the character. Is what I
well, yeah, like the deep voice, but not the hey, hey kind of deal.
I mean, I don't know how to defend it really to make you see it. I didn't think it was that weird.
I didn't think it was weird at the time, but looking back at it was. But anyways,
I thought it was the logical conclusion. Because, like, if you're talking to someone, they can't see your face. But if you didn't see my face, you would know it's me, right?
yeah,
Talking right now.
Yes.
So then I have to be like, "Hello, Dan. How are you?"
I know. It's just like I get that. It's just the tone that always I thought was weird, and I'm not alone on that. So people back me
I
up.
always liked how breathy he was, though.
I don't. It just didn't make sense.
He always sounded out of breath, like halfway through the sentence.
Well, I imagine that suit was fucking heavy. So
Actually, I think for the first movie, he actually couldn't turn his neck at all.
Yeah, I remember that. But anyways, College Humor.
College Humor.
They were huge on YouTube, but they fell out of favor as the time changes with a lot of these, I guess, what would you call it? Just like content companies?
Yeah, I would. Their viewership probably changed because their viewership was, I guess, probably what our millennials would be, right?
Well, yeah, it was like we grew up with it, we thought it was funny, but they might not have evolved with their comedy and just kind of kept it the same. People were like, whatever.
Yeah.
But they went to Facebook, and I guess they were doing all right on Facebook, but eventually all of this, like the fake views and the fake income caught up to them, and they had to bankrupt the company.
Yikes.
It also happened to Funny or Die. I don't know if you remember that one either.
I do not. Not that one.
No, but they're at the same time like both comedy content and shit. But I was upset about that, and I never think it's all right. And I don't know. Facebook has been doing shitty shit for the longest time, and it's just everything just feels like a slap on the wrist to them.
Aren't people like super mad at them now as well because I think Mark Zuckerberg was in like these closed doors discussions with Democrats and conservatives or some shit like that?
Yeah, it's. Like,
I'm not too sure on that, but there's also another shady thing that Facebook's under fire for.
Yeah, well, there was the whole thing of them. They have all your personal information.
Well, there was that a while back, but there's something like I think either today or yesterday that came out.
Just very recent. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it. I've always hear something about Mark Zuckerberg, and it's never usually positive.
When is it going to come out that he's just a lizard?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the only positive thing is when people are like, Mark Zuckerberg's a lizard. It's like
that's a positive.
I think it's a positive. I liked when Obama was the Lizard King. Speaking of that,
dude, that was the weirdest timeline.
Yeah,
it was odd. The fact I was too young at the time to really not like get this was just an elaborate troll joke. Mm-hmm. So when I read like an Onion article that was headed Obama lizard ? I was like, the fuck?
My president's a lizard?
This is what now?
Well, this is news to me.
Exactly. Has this been hidden from me?
Well, I think I would take Lizard King over Giant Orange Baby that we have now, but
who?
Donaldius Thumperus. We're gonna let that one soak.
Oh,
and now we're coming back.
Yeah, that's the one.
I like just turning any normal ass name into something like Greek, like mythological, like Robertus D'Onofrio. Robertius. You know, it's like when you had
when we were reading Shakespeare back in high school, we did that to everyone's name in class, because why the fuck not?
Yeah.
And that was Roberticus.
Roberticus is good.
But there was another Robert in the class, so on the side I was, I think it was Babathy? Or Babathesius, I think was it?
Babathesius sounds better, yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. Roberticus.
Yeah.
I'm gonna name my child Roberticus.
I like Roberticus, that's good. But yeah, I say overall we gotta get rid of Facebook, because Facebook just isn't doing it anymore. Go to Twitter, it's basically the same thing.
Dude, no, I would not want to see my relative posting on Twitter.
Twitter is more like millennial
I do not want
garbage humor.
I don't even want my relatives to see what I post on Twitter.
Maybe eventually. Maybe once all their information gets leaked, they'll be like, I gotta go to something new.
No, because old people don't like change, so they'll be too afraid to go to something new, so they just won't do anything.
Well, that's true. Well, some of them like Instagram. I like seeing old people's Instagrams.
I've never seen an older person's Instagram.
I've seen like parents' Instagrams.
I mean, unless they're a celebrity.
Yeah, well, I'm talking like I have a couple friends and their parents have like Instagrams, and like they've tagged their parents in, and like you go check it out, and it'll just be like a cute picture of like a husband and a wife, and they're like on a weekend getaway in New Hampshire, and then like a million hashtags, and I'm like,
Jeez.
that's it. That's cute.
Is that it? Could you imagine finding like your daughter's Finsta, where she posts relatively
Nutty stuff.
not so good content for the parents to see?
Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Well, all right. Say you're a parent and you have like you have a kid, and they're doing kind of shady shit online, like they're selling like feet pics and nudes and shit like that.
if they're over 18,
Well, I was gonna ask, is it something that you just kind of like,
okay.
if you wouldn't care to know, or if you did know, you'd just be like,
If they're over 18, well, they have to be over 18 for this to be even legal.
what about feet pic? Does he have to be over 18 for that, or is that?
I'm gonna assume so.
Because like, if my 15-year-old daughter is selling feet pics, I'm like, honey, get your bag.
No,
That's
'cause,
all right.
I mean, like, the product is still a sexualized picture of a foot to whoever's purchasing it.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
So that still counts as like child
porn.
CP.
I guess you're right.
So I feel if they were 18 and over, it really depends on how big they are. Because if they're like, yeah, I'm actually making a decent amount of money for this, I would struggle to be okay with it. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, how would you feel if, say, your kid's making more money than you do with your full-time job?
Selling feet pics.
Yeah.
Specifically feet.
Yeah, would you be like mad?
I mean, if it's feet pics, wouldn't even be mad. I'd be like, hey, honey, you found your niche. But if it was like nudes, like some of the,
Yeah.
I would. If my kid was selling nudes, boy or girl, I would have a fucking shit fit. No cap.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like they shouldn't. If they're my child, I would make sure they're in a financial situation where they wouldn't have to do that, I guess.
Uh-huh.
But then again, if they're turning into a business, I don't know. It's really hit or miss, because that's like saying, like, well, what if your daughter was like, hey, Dad, I'm a porn star?
Yeah.
Well, I'd probably shoot myself just hearing that.
Would you really? I don't think I'd care too much, to be honest.
Well,
If like
the thing is, I've watched. Okay, this is doxing myself, but I know what porn is. I've seen enough of
you
it.
do?
Yeah, well, I'm sure everyone's at least seen it, and I wouldn't be able to
Make
like
the
watch.
connection?
I wouldn't be able to watch porn again without being like, my daughter does this.
Well, it's probably for the best. It's an epidemic, and God shames you for it. So
True, and could you? Nah, because I'm assuming if I'm older, I'm not watching. I don't know. It's a very weird bag to really.
yeah, tackle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey,
Would you be okay with it?
Yeah, I don't think I'm. Bro, you know me. I'm okay with people doing whatever they want as long as they're happy. If it's like they fell on hard times and they got to do it, I'm like, all right, let's try and get you on your feet. But if they're like, I'm popping off, I'm enjoying myself, I'm like, you know what?
Would
you go, Glen Coco.
See, I would like to be supportive about that, but I don't feel like I'll ever be. This kind of goes back to like the top, like walking around topless thing. I don't think I'll ever get to a point where I'll see that kind of stuff as normal. It'll still always be weird.
Yeah. Well, you're just got a boomer mentality.
I guess I do, but then again, if my kid said they were a porn, if my male child said they were a porn star, I might be more okay with it. And I know that's obviously sexist,
Yeah, I was supposed to say.
but I feel that who I am now, I'd be more okay with it.
Well,
But then again, maybe not, because male porn stars don't make that good of money unless they're a pretty high rate one, right?
I think that applies to everything, to be honest.
Well,
But enough of your boomer mentality.
I am 48, so.
Well, that's true.
Did I tell you that someone that I worked with thought I was 30? Did I ever tell you that?
No, you didn't. It's probably the beard.
Dude, I actually wanted to die a little when they said that.
Yeah, it's definitely the beard.
Dude, they were a year younger than me,
Oh yeah.
and they said I look 30.
Do you want to cry about it?
Dude,
You sound like you want to.
But like, when I'm like, dude, I'm 20, he covered it with yeah, but you have so much confidence, you seem to know what you're doing.
Bro.
And I'm like, nah, you just said I looked like I'm 30.
Yeah. No,
The fuck?
it's definitely the amount of hair you have
I
that would
guess.
make you look older. Take it from me. rocking a baby face right now, and trying to grow a beard looks not good.
I shaved this a week ago, and look how long it is already.
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
It's brazy, man.
Hey.
If I do no shave November again this year, dude, I'll be fucking like...
I say go for it, yeah.
Dude, I'll look disgusting. My neck beard would be so thick. Like, remember that video Jeremy sent? Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad, but because of what I can grow now, it's like even worse.
I mean, you can always mask it with, I'm just doing no shave November. And then people are just going to be like, oh, okay. And also, I don't think anyone's going to be like, Jesus, what the fuck is that on your face?
Yeah, but it's not a good... Females would see me as scruffy and gross. More than usual.
Like I said, no shave November. They're like, oh, I get it. So what's your beard normally like? And then you're like this. And they're like, wow, that looks really nice. And you're like, well, guess you have to check me in December.
Check me in December, bitch. This shit gets clean.
Wow. Jeez.
I've been saying bitch a lot when I've been talking about a hypothetical female. It's because anytime I'm on Twitter and someone talks about a hypothetical female, it's bitch. Don't know why.
No, you're not wrong in that.
So,
but
that's what I've been doing lately.
From boycotting one company to another, from Facebook to Blizzard.
Yo.
We could have talked about this last week, but we didn't know how we wanted to approach the whole Hong Kong situation. But we're not going to get too political, but obviously we're going to talk about it a little. But so Blizzard owns Hearthstone. It's one of their games. And they had a competitor named Blizzchung. He, in a post-game interview, said to like free Hong Kong, something of that nature. And Blizzard is owned by... They're partially owned by Tencent, which is a Chinese company that owns a lot of
but it's like less than 5%.
I know.
I think less than 8%.
It's enough to have an impact, and also I'm assuming a lot of the players are from China too. But so what Blizzard did is they banned him for a year and stripped him of all his prize money. But it came out yesterday, so I guess it's a good thing we waited, that they turned it into a 6-month suspension, but they gave him back all his prize money. So it's not really justifying the means at all. It's more or less, hey, we realize it's fucked up, but...
It's obvious that they would do this because in response to this, people mass unsubscribed from their games, they uninstalled, they deleted their accounts. Like, wow, it's good that you did something that's half right late. Like, what is that supposed to...
No, it doesn't. It
doesn't justify anything. It doesn't make anything right. It's not even like, oh, well, at least this happened. Like, no, because you're still, like, on their campus, they actually have a statue that basically says something to the tune of "Every voice matters" or some shit like that.
Yeah.
How are they gonna have something like that on their property and own that shit?
Yeah.
But do something like this.
And it's frustrating because this happens with like a lot of companies that they get a lot of influx from China. For example, the NBA, they came under fire because one of the owners for the Houston Rockets tweeted something to free Hong Kong as well. And China cut all ties with the Rockets. Like, if you want to buy a league pass to watch all their games, you can't do that anymore. They make you switch to another team. And I thought this was kind of nice. The Adam Silver, the commissioner for the NBA, was like, I don't give a shit, free Hong Kong. And then China's like, all right, fuck the NBA. And then it's been a lot of shit, because another one was 76ers and a Chinese team. They played in China, and 2 fans were in the whatever you call it, stadium, and they had a free Hong Kong sign, and they got escorted out of the stadium. And it's just shit like that where it comes down to money over freedom of speech or money over happiness.
I mean, there's also Apple, like, removing that app that they used to track the police. And then there's also, they removed the Taiwanese flag as well.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like, the fuck?
I don't know, that shit's so crazy.
Like, I understand money is what fuels our world because we are in a very capitalistic society. But at the same time, it's pretty fucking scummy.
Well, it's all well and good to make decisions for your company based off money, because it's kind of what you need to function. But when you see what's actually happening in Hong Kong, there's no justification to it.
Yeah.
Because that shit is...
crazy.
Absolutely. Like, people are just straight up dying. Like, police are doing anything they want. Like, it's disturbing.
It's not good, and we're not trying to be political on it. It's just back to Blizzard, really. Just shame on Blizzard as a company, I guess, is the moral of the story, and I'm all for not using their products for the foreseeable future.
No, I won't either. It's stupid. It doesn't make any sense.
It shouldn't have happened in the first place.
Yeah. Well, it's literally hypocritical of what their whole thing was, that every voice matters. It's like, well,
yeah,
accept that one. Ooh, accept that one.
Yeah. And the way their like apology or them coming out and saying, nah, it felt so half-assed and lukewarm. I'm just very disappointed in Blizzard because I really loved this company. They made their games that they've made were basically my childhood, and it really sucks to see that they went down this route.
Yeah, I mean, another thing that happened, I think it was like American University or something. Do you remember the name? I don't know. But there was a university that was streaming a Hearthstone tournament, and I don't know if it was the casters or somebody put a free Hong Kong sign up to the camera, and then Blizzard like immediately cut the camera away to something else. And then after the fact, a bunch of people cried out, was like, hey Blizzard, what are you gonna do? Fucking ban them too? And then Blizzard's like, we don't condone, or we don't like their actions, but we're still going to let the tournament happen. But the university, or like the people that were in the tournament, were just like, no, fuck you. We're not running this. And
like Blizzard's response to this is, I guess they do have a side. They're like, yeah, but we side with them, not them. But I don't know. But
okay, it's not you don't morally side with the other side, it's you financially side with the other side, because the other thing's not going to benefit you.
I don't know. I'm just very disappointed in Blizzard.
No, yeah, me too. I mean, I'm just disappointed with basically the majority of Chinese-supported companies.
Good thing Disney pulled out.
Yeah.
Or not Disney, sorry. Fucking Destiny pulled out.
Yeah, they got out just in time.
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing is, since like the League of Legends World Finals is going on right now, Riot is majority owned by Tencent, which is a Chinese company, and there is a team competing in it from Hong Kong, and there's been no talk of it. Like, they're not like saying, oh, you have to go by HK or the team name, because the full name is Hong Kong Attitude, so now they're just saying it by the whole name. So there's no silence on that part, which is good.
But I think that's because I feel everyone would kind of go against Riot.
Yeah.
At that point.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, like, I feel like so much has happened with Blizzard that you can't really silence people anymore, because you're just going to get trashed.
Oh, you're definitely going to get trashed.
Which is good. People need to speak up on it.
It's a very sad time we live in.
Yeah, it's just a big... Well, I mean, if you want to talk about the saddest timeline, we can transition to something sadder. Fortnite is dead.
Fortnite is dead? I don't even know what the hell happened. If you could explain this to me, that'd be great.
So, you know Fortnite. If you're a parent, your kid knows Fortnite. I guess it's their end of their season, and it was the end of season 10, and Fortnite was like, you know what? We're going out with a bang. And all that the kids could see, because they basically like shut... Can you fucking stop with the hand motions? Jesus, you're so distracting. But what happened is, like, kids on Sunday, they went to log in to play Fortnite, but they were greeted with just a picture of a black hole. And Fortnite was streaming the black hole to... they streamed up to 15 million people on Twitch.
Are you serious?
15 million people just watching a fucking black hole. And,
wow.
The whole Fortnite map got sucked into the black hole, and the servers were down up until Tuesday, where they brought them back up with a new map and all new features for their new season, and now the kids can finally be happy again. Well, the only reason I had this topic because it was funny, because there was a bunch of videos of like kids looking at the screen and like, what the heck, and like punching the TV and like genuinely like furious.
Dude, I liked it because people were saying, are they really not? Are they done with Fortnite? Are they really releasing Fortnite 2? What about all my skins, man?
Yeah. Oh, I loved it. People were like, making so many memes just like when the game takes all your money and leaves and shit like that.
Dude, I was kind of hoping that it would up and vanish like that, but it turns out it's just a massive publicity stunt.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, they definitely
They did good.
yeah.
They did good for themselves.
No,
they got 15 million people.
It's crazy because like it kind of revived the game for a lot of people,
It did.
which I will not participate. I will be honest.
Dude, as soon as people started building skyscrapers to the sky and that was that, I realized I can't play this
Dude,
game.
I was like, when me, Jordan, and Alex played this shit when it was like in beta. Like in the very beginning when people could not build,
I
had
remember.
a blast. It was so much fun. And then people, like, I run into somebody, they already got the fucking Empire State Building set up,
I know.
windows and everything, like it's decorated, and I'm sitting on the ground, I'm like, what?
They got the fucking Taj Mahal built and you're over here behind one wall.
That's what I'm saying. And then like I'm seeing fucking so and so huge esports company signs 12-year-old Mega Magic XX to a $13 million deal or shit like that. I'm like, am I old? What? Am I not good enough?
Am I the one that's out of touch?
Am I the boomer?
Am I the boomer? We will eventually be the boomers.
No, I will not be the boomer.
You will be the boomer.
No, I'll always be a mega millennial. No,
We're not even millennials.
We upgrade to millennials, but we don't transition to boomers. We become mega millennials.
We're not even millennials, though.
What are we, Z?
We're Gen Y, I think.
We're boomers.
I mean, I'm a boomer.
Oh yeah, you're 30.
I'm actually still tilted about that. Dude, I'm actually very mad about that.
It's kind of like a win some, you lose some.
Dude, it was such a feel bad because I was like, all right, well, I guess that's not the worst thing. But then, because I've been seeing a lot of gray hairs in my hair recently, and it just actually kick-started that into a, fuck, man, do I look that old? Am I that unappealing? Is that why I'm failing and everything? Because I'm actually just 30?
You know, you might want to check your birth certificate just in case. I'm not saying you look 30, but
Who
I'm
knows,
saying
Dan? I could just be 30.
you could be. Well, then you'd finally be older than Alex.
No, then I'm the new grandpa.
And then your grandpa.
Fuck.
But hey, man, Fortnite's back.
Fortnite's back. Do we make the comeback?
All right, all right. Theory time. Hypothetical.
Let's get down to business.
If I play Fortnite, I, by law, will be younger. So I will not have to have a job. And then I can go pro in Fortnite. Well, because you think about it, I feel like the majority of people that play Fortnite are
children.
Yeah,
younger.
They're like not
high school age,
not 16
younger.
yet. I'll say not 16 yet. They're kiddos, so they can't get a job. So what do?
Play Fortnite.
They play Fortnite. So I'm thinking if I play a fuck ton of Fortnite, I will Benjamin Button and just go back in time to like 12.
Isn't that like the mentality of a midlife crisis? Like once you hit like 40, you go and buy a new car, get that trendy haircut, you start wearing skinny jeans again for some reason.
Yeah, you get the Corvette.
I have actually witnessed someone's midlife crisis recently.
I have too.
There was a guy when I first started working that basically was your normal older gentleman, probably around like 40 to 50.
Uh-huh.
And now he comes in with very tight jeans on. He's got that those trendy haircuts at the side, shaved all the way down, but it's nice and long and straight on top. He's got fucking he got one of his ears pierced as well.
Ooh.
Like I've witnessed this guy's descent
or ascend. It's hard to say.
I'm gonna be real. He still has the skin complexion of a leather chair, so
well.
It's really not doing much for him because it's basically like this really cool, trendy looking guy until you actually look at the features.
Yeah, like cameras panning up from like the shoes to the top, and you're like,
still got a beer gut. You know?
Oh, nah. Well, how do the skinny jeans look then? Are they like screaming?
His legs are actually kind of skinny, so
okay.
Like I don't know. It's interesting because the guy's actually super nice, but I've really noticed his trend. He also got a tattoo.
Oh, that's good.
Like, I'm telling you, this guy was in full midlife crisis mode for the last probably month or so.
Or maybe he saw you and he's like, I need to be that young. So he's like, I see you have tattoos. Now I will get tattoos.
I always like when I ask someone for their ID and they're like 15, like, I could be your dad. And then they'll ask how old are you? I'll be like 20, and they're like, you're 20? I'm like, yeah,
And I'm like,
20.
Yeah, I don't get to do anything cool yet.
Yeah. You know they've raised the nicotine age to 21 now in our state?
Good.
Well,
That's not going to stop kids.
it's really fucking funny because I got kids coming in to buy Juul pods that didn't know about it yet. I'm like, I'm sorry, kid, you gotta be born in 98.
Oh, dude, I hope you get an instance where one night, like, 3 kids come in and they're like, Juul pods, and you're like, I need some ID, and they're like, fuck you mean, old man? And then you're like, oh, you have to be 21 to buy him. He's like, since when?
Yeah, I've actually had that conversation a few times.
Oh, really? Do they get mad?
They don't call me old man. Well,
I wish.
I mean, I'm gonna be real. If they're younger than 21, they're probably little pieces of paper when it comes to confrontation.
Yeah.
And that's not, I don't mean any offense to people, but genuinely that's what it's like. So I was like, yeah, sorry, you gotta be 21. They're like, oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Just, they whisper out oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, sorry.
No, that's 100% me.
There was one person that was like, are you sure about that? And I'm like, yeah, honey, you gotta be 21. I'm not even old enough.
And they're like, ooh, okay.
Yeah, it's actually the power move.
Oh, yeah. I want you to be safe, but I do want somebody to get really angry at you for at least one time.
I do too, just because I get to be like, yeah, well, it's my job.
You get an excuse, like they try to reach over the counter.
But I can't buy backwoods anymore.
Oh, unlucky.
Yeah, which is kind of unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's a little inconvenient, but hey, I'll find a way around it.
You and your jewels, I tell you.
That's not what I'm talking about, but yeah.
I know. Is there anything you wanted to bring to the table this week, by the way? Okay.
Yeah. So, have you heard of the monkey's paw?
No.
Really?
No, I haven't.
Okay. So, essentially, it's a short story that was written a while back.
Oh, wait, yeah. Then I do know. I thought you're, I don't know. When I saw monkey paws in the dock, and I thought of, like a bear claw, like is that chocolate? You know what I'm talking about?
I know what Danish call it bear claw.
Yeah. But yeah, okay, anyways, tell me about the monkey paw.
So, basically, it's a supernatural story about, basically, it's like a old monkey's paw that grants wishes. But it doesn't grant wishes right. So, for instance... Like
a shitty genie.
So, essentially, it's a shitty genie, but it's supposed to be a story about how people's greed for something that's clearly unobtainable or shouldn't be attainable can backfire, right?
Yeah.
So I'll give you an example.
Yeah, I remember the story, but I don't remember, like, specifics of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, the story's not really relevant. All you need to know is that it grants wishes, but more often than not, there's a huge negative that outweighs the positive that was initially there from the wish.
Mm-hmm.
So, here's some examples that I got. So, I wish for the ability to switch between normal sight and sight that makes me see all the people that want to have sex with me. And then you would say, and then the wish should be granted. And then, like, you now have the ability to close your eyes. I mean, that's just a flame, but I'll give some better examples.
Oh, that's good. I don't know why that took me a minute. Oh, Jesus.
I wish every pregnant woman made a microwave sound just as they are about to give birth, and it's granted, but everyone tries to pull babies out right before the sound goes off.
Oh, God.
Like, these go, they're pretty good. Dude, a lot of these are not very appropriate, though.
Oh. I'm glad you're keeping it PG.
I wish everyone who signed up for the Area 51 raid would automatically be teleported there on the 20th. It's granted. Wait. Actually, that's just a net negative, actually, in itself.
Yeah.
But Anyways, what I want to do as a little exercise, a little fun thing is, you give me a wish, and I'll try and put my negative spin on it.
Okay.
And vice versa.
Here, which is something simple. I wish I could fly.
Okay. You can fly, but you propel yourself through gas out your ass.
Okay. See, I thought you were just gonna say like you can fly in an airplane or something like that.
Well,
like you can ride an airplane now. It's like, oh, thank you.
But that's basically the theme of it.
Yeah. Let me think. I wish I had 4 arms.
You wish you had 4 arms.
I wish I had 4 arms.
Granted, you have 4 arms, but they're just little tiny baby arms that come out of your armpits.
Oh no. that's
But
it's just unfortunate. I was trying to think of a positive.
The reason
for it.
why I brought this up is because I found there's a subreddit called The Monkey's Paw, and people's responses to wishes are freaking hysterical. Like, I wish the U.S. presidential election was decided through trial by combat. Granted, but all presidential candidates from now on will be UFC fighters who will battle off to become the leader of the free world.
Wait, that is actually that. Okay, that reminds me. Do you remember? His name was Khabib, and he had like a pretty famous fight with Conor McGregor.
Mm-hmm.
There was a video of him just casually swimming upstream a sub-freezing lake in Russia, and it was the manliest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Jesus.
Yeah. What you got? What you got? What are we feeling?
They're not very PC, but I recommend checking out the subreddit.
Yeah, it's towards the end of the episode. No one listens anymore. You can give a non-PC one if you want.
I don't know. Some things I really don't want to say out loud at all. Actually.
Oh, that bad?
I wish I could dial a number on my toilet, and when I flush, it sends my waste to another toilet of my choosing. And then, oh god, there's actually not a very big negative for this one, but the balance, it should be a random toilet full from literally any toilet that exists anywhere in the world gets sent to your toilet. That's actually kind of disgusting.
Yeah, that's unlucky.
Yeah. I wish racism no longer existed. Let's see what people are saying for this.
Oh, that's gonna be
granted, but skin no longer exists.
Oh my god! We all look like meat from Mortal Kombat.
Granted, but members of all race except one disappear instantly. You can't be racist to only one race. Yikes! That's kind of the that's the Aryan race mentality, which is kind of a negative. But I recommend checking out that subreddit if you got some free time, because it's actually quite funny.
Yeah,
the stuff people come up with.
I'll give it a little look-see-doodle.
And then, did you ever have any weird breakfast cravings, or did you ever eat anything overtly weird for breakfast?
There's been multiple times where I've had leftover fried chicken for breakfast.
So I can get behind that.
Yeah.
But I overheard someone talking about how they were having a craving for fajitas for breakfast, and I thought that was like the weirdest thing to crave. Like, I can understand like maybe a steak because you can kind of fry that up, but fajitas for breakfast?
I mean, I guess it's kind of like steak and eggs. I mean, depending if they have eggs, I guess.
But I mean, still, you know what I mean?
I can think there's been a lot of foods that I've wished were more breakfast foods.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wish just good old French fries could be a good breakfast food. You know what I mean? I mean, I guess it's the same thing as like a hash brown, like home fries, but I'm talking like, curly fry action or something of that nature.
Curly fry action, baby. That's my rapper name, actually.
Curly fry action.
Curly fry action.
That's pretty good. Yeah. I do like that.
I think stuffed peppers is a pretty weird craving.
Have you had that?
I have, actually. But it was just leftovers, and I was too lazy.
That's understandable.
To make it. To like, I didn't have I have milk for cereal.
Yeah,
was the reason for that. I like cold pizza for some reason.
No, cold pizza is definitely a good one. I think that's normal.
Yeah, I remember I showed up to the bus stop once in middle school with just a piece of pizza.
I respect that.
I actually got branded as weird as fuck for it until I got on the bus and people were like, that's just cold pizza.
It's there.
Yeah.
Was it a cold day too, or?
It was probably around this time of year.
Yeah. Hey, that's a win.
Yeah, that's a win. I guess really logistically there shouldn't be many restrictions on what you can actually have for breakfast, but there's a lot of weird things. Like if you're telling me you want a burger first thing in the morning, you're kind of weird to me.
Yeah, no, that's a really bad start to the day.
Yeah, like that's just asking yourself to have an upset stomach by like 2.
Oh yeah. No, I mean unless like you already felt shitty, or if you're hungover, I think it's fine. But I think anything goes for if you're hungover for breakfast the next day.
You know what they say? The best way to cure a hangover is another shot and a burger.
I don't disagree. Granted, I don't get that drunk that often.
What do you mean? You get drunk before every podcast?
Sometimes you might believe it, but no.
Believe it!
Believe it.
I've actually decided to rewatch a little bit of Naruto last night.
It was his birthday on the 10th.
Yeah, I heard. That's why I went back and started rewatching a little bit.
How's it been?
Yo, the early parts
Boring
don't hold
shit.
up. And I'm like speed watching it, so I covered like 25 episodes in like an hour and a half.
Yeah, I mean, the majority of it doesn't really hold up.
I mean, it's okay, but...
Well, you think of... It's like most long-running shows, like, the good is good, but the bad is bad.
I mean, it's definitely not what Kid Me idolized.
No, that's true.
Now that I've seen some true masterpieces.
Well, it's like, some parts are good in the early stages, but then you start to progress, and then you're like, oh, now I'm just watching fillers.
Yeah,
after
exactly.
Fillers.
Well, it's kind of exactly what you said. When it's a long-running show, and you can feel that they're like just dragging shit out to fill the time slot, it's like, are you fucking kidding? Like, I could tell, like, wow, 5 minutes just passed, and we're probably still on the same page of the original material.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was like, same with Bleach. Like, Bleach had some really good early moments, and then Bleach did not have any good early moments.
Bleach was Bleach.
Yeah, I liked it, though. I liked it a lot, actually. Except it just didn't know when to fucking end. So it decided, hey, I'm going to keep going.
But just like Bleach, or not like Bleach, we know exactly when to end.
And that's now.
Goodbye.
Yeah, as we have entered anime hour.
All right, goodbye.
No, I'm not doing that.
I was going to say, are we actually going to end?
No. They got to know where to find us.
All right. That's been the Frying Pan Podcast, episode 50, folks. We are 2 weeks away from our full first year. Technically next week is, but, we don't like to talk about that.
Well, it's like, I wanted to celebrate for the 50th, but I don't want to celebrate for the 50th and then the 52nd, you know what I mean? So it's like, we should have just combined it to the 50th, to be honest. Because that makes more sense than 52. But
not really, because 52 is a year. Everyone can tell that.
Well, no, I understand that, but normally, like, when you get 50, it's more of a...
milestone.
Yeah, 52 is like, oh, that's...
But we're more like celebrating the full year of doing it more than the actual episode count.
Yeah, I also feel like we're too late anyway, so it's whatever.
Well, you're too late. And not like too late. The Frying Pan Podcast goes up Thursdays, as you guys know, and we are on social media. We're on Twitter and Instagram. The handle for both of those is the Frying Pan Pod. We'd appreciate if you could sauce us over a follow on there. And you're listening to us now on either Spotify, Apple Music, Stitcher, Podbean, or YouTube. So thank you for doing that. And if you could leave us a like, a comment, anything of the sort, we'd really appreciate that. And you could also send us over some constructive criticism to our email, which is inthepanpodcast@gmail.com. And for the last time, this has been the Frying Pan Podcast, episode 50. Have a great rest of your week. Have a great rest of your day. I've been Robert D'Onofrio.
Robert D'Onofrio, bye.
Bye.